So I'm starting this video off. I had skipped and forgot this epic picture here. Anybody wants to call this a lens flare? I want you to see that this is the moon and something in the object in the sky. And no, you cannot call this a lens flare because it is reflecting off the water. Bam! Take that, you trolls. Lens flare? Look at this thing. Look at this lens array. Pull this object out of light. We see a mysterious round object here. Watch how this thing works. Did you see that? Let's zoom in on that one. What do we got here? Now, I had said this once before, and I will say it again. What is that? Oh yeah. You're so busted. Look at the lens array, pulling it out of focus, right? See this focal point? Watch what happens. Is this incredible? Let's zoom in on this one. Check this out. And I kind of have to apologize for my intro, but you see that? Oh yeah. Caught on camera. Watch, I wouldn't be surprised to delete this frame. Now watch the progression of this thing. Let me actually go back a little more, see what else we missed. Okay, so here comes up this planet at the horizon where you expect it. Lens array just kind of fails. Oh, you missed a chemtrail spot, guys. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, that's whatever it is. Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? Oh, that's just a lens flare. Really? How many lens flares can you get? And why is it reflecting on the water? That proves it's not in the camera. It's out here, reflecting on the water. Yeah. Busted. Hardcore. You can't debunk that, people. Look at this. You see this? Oh my. There it is. Reflecting here, creating its lens projection here of this planet. I've been saying all along. And there it sits, right behind it. Wow. Want to see that again? Yeah, reflecting in the water. You're done. You're done with the lens array. This is, I don't know what else to tell you. So, I'm putting this video in front of my other video that I posted. I had to remodify and add this in. So, again, thank you. Hi everyone, this is Nibiru Watcher. It is August 9th, 2017. And I have some more compelling evidence of what I had shown you 2 days ago. This giant red shadowy planet being hid by a lens array. And I apologize and a little embarrassed by my presentation that I did a little too hastily because I was excited and made you wait 7 minutes before you actually saw the thumbnail that I'm showing you here today. But also in the light of the new evidence of this event, which I found on a few cameras. So at the timing of this event, of this camera here, remember that this planet was caught by an IRIS infrared telescope satellite in 1983. That means it has to see it in the infrared spectrum. And every time this thing appears, it floods our cameras with white light. And this time, at some point in time, why it flashes could be because maybe the moons are in front of it. There's got to be a lot of reasons. It could be the lens array. But in this sequence of events, at the 5 o'clock mark, the camera washes out in white light. This, I believe, is the infrared spectrum flooding the cameras, making it look like daylight. Now, this is invisible to the naked eye that you're going to notice a flooding of the white light, but these cameras pick up the near infrared spectrum. That's why everybody needs to look at this with the infrared or near infrared telescopes, because cameras can see the same things we can't see. And again, in a town facing in the same direction at the same time, we could see this object at the same time. There you go. So this object here caught in the same time of the sky that this one was. If we go back in the time lapse, we can see that it hovers there. And in some areas, it casts its red shadow. And depending on how it casts the shadow, we even get other interesting things happening. So again, so take note, at 5 o'clock, we see the object here and here on the same time on the camera. Then, on another camera, we could see what's happening all over Europe, or almost exactly to the 5 to 5:20 mark. The cameras all wash out in this light. You can see here, just for a moment, it does this little flicker, and it goes back to dark. You see that? Every time. And it definitely floods your cameras. So I'm going to do an experiment. Check out your surveillance cameras. Look at your cameras. Go put one up in the sky, especially over in Europe at this time, and see when this camera does this strange oddity when flooding in the infrared light. Now we see it happen again and again. You can see the camera ISO speed, the aperture, the exposure compensation change very little, and yet it totally washes out and goes dark. Why would it do that and go back to dark? I mean, you can't say it's the camera because they're going back to dark. Again, another camera that caught on the same thing. We could see it on this camera at the same time. On the 7th, 5 o'clock mark, you can see the camera's being flooded with the infrared light and then going back to dark. And where's all this light coming from? And then it goes back to dark. Look at that. At that same time that we caught the big red object in the sky, again on this camera, 5 o'clock mark, 7 o'clock, we can see it going from light, washing out in the infrared light, and then going back to dark. And then yet another camera. Now what I'm going to show you next is what happens on the 9th. Remember, this is German time. They're a day ahead of us. So this would be yesterday's news over there. And here we can see again this washing out of the light in this event. And hey, we even get our little yellow, our little spot in the sky appearing at the same time of all these events that caught on the same day, on the same camera, in the same direction. And now, what we're seeing today, a similar event. Now this was captured on, again, at 5 o'clock. Watch the camera attributes. Notice it washes out in white light. I don't know how more obvious this needs to be, but bam, this appears and we get washed out in light. And then it goes dark. How is that? Why is that? Check this out. So, same time, 5:10, same camera. Oh, look here, same direction, different camera, different city. And watch the light get flooded with this strange light that suddenly washes out in light. Not so obvious in this camera. I would say probably at the 5 o'clock mark. You can see it washes out in light. There. See that? Bam. Next. What do we got here? Same time we captured this object. Oh, look at what we found here. Oh, hang in there. It gets better. Yep, there's our red orb. And what's this up here in the corner? Again, if you zoom in, you're going to miss that because this artwork chops this off. And look how the camera light completely changes and then goes back to dark. Right. Perfectly normal. Nothing to see here. Go back to sleep, folks. We always see, again, in the infrared, camera see what we can't see. So I don't think this is visible. Look at this. Yet another camera. Don't see the object here, but we do see pink skies. Where have we seen that before? Pink fog casting its shadow. You know, when this thing passes over, it's going to go from a pink to a purple and to a red. Now that would have been visible. Oh, look, we found here at the same time. My, oh my. Let's zoom in on that one. What do you think that is? A bug flying around on the lens? A spot on the lens, right? So you think it's stuck there, then why does it suddenly disappear? Or move around? It's being obscured by the lens array. This, look, it moved. 3 o'clock. To me, that's beyond compelling to me. Wow. People, it's getting close. It's been seen on all cameras, not only in Germany. Just have the best cameras to view the stuff because other cameras are difficult. They won't record it like we do. They've been wiping off the frames. Look at the lens array casting a shadow on the lens out here. Look at it move. Perfectly round. Wow. That is amazing. On the other side. Okay, it's casting the shadow on the clouds. Okay, oh, there, it disappeared. How does that happen? Well, we live in an electric universe. These things don't move like we've been told. They bounce off one another like magnets. They have orbital speeds that change because they have, it appears relatively still in the sky because of its orbit is highly eccentric. In other words, it's more like a comet-like orbit, like comet Ison, the way that it orbits. So, it's moving. It's the other side of clouds. Now, I'm not done yet. So yet another camera, Starnberger, total whitewash. At the same time this is happening, passes over. Look at that. How is that? What do you think's happening here? Why did it suddenly get dark? Well, it is dark. Suddenly lights up the whole sky. Well, that's near infrared spectrum. And then goes dark again. Right? How do you explain that? What was this sudden burst of light? Why would the camera suddenly wig out? Something hit it? Yeah, because these cameras pick up again in the infrared spectrum. Again and again. All the time. Here it is washing out this camera. Check this one out. Look at the camera. 1600, very little change. Goes dark. Did anything change? No. Same. Wow. It's seen in the infrared spectrum, okay? Well, don't tell me you're not going to see something that's seen in infrared spectrum. The government didn't spend millions of dollars to launch an infrared telescope, just like the SOFI that NASA's got in their airplane. So I want to show you one more time because I get tired of being heckled about the fake sun. Someone says I call it the fake sun. I've never said that. Our sun does still exist. It's just that we've got a flashlight-like device hovering at the altitude of the space station. Now, in this example, we see this is a type of our actual sun. This would be the sun simulator. And here we prove with the piece of paper showing that the changing diameter of the sun. Low altitude chemtrails and clouds gives us a big sun. High altitude gives us a small sun. Why would we do that? Because when planets pass in front of them, such as these, like those dark spots, you will get the dark sun halo. When the object is closer to the sun, we're going to get the sun dogs. When it's closer to us, we don't get the sun dogs anymore, like we see here. Now check out this video. Here we have the fake sun in the middle, the actual sun behind it, with the planetary object blocking it. And notice this outer diameter never changes in size, while the inner diameter, the fake sun in the lower orbit, does. Okay, see, big sun, small sun. That would be impossible if that was the actual sun, because the rays of the sun, the real sun, are basically parallel to the Earth that would never change in size. However, this smaller thing, I believe, about the size of a tennis ball court, in outer space. Yeah, there's an outer space. It's the only way it's going to hover outside of the field of gravity. Look at that. See it changing in size? Okay, so Please copy, like, and share. Tell the trolls. Stick it to the trolls. That by giving me a thumbs up shows them that this is true and right. I'm not lying to you. I don't get paid for this stuff. I got nothing better to do. I'm here to warn you that this thing's coming in. Our time is running out. Have a blessed day. Again, please copy, like, and share, and thumb up this video. Show the trolls what truth really is. Thank you for watching. See you at the Lord's Supper.